Whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, it does not matter what you drive. This is your All-Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd, and today we're going to talk about the Toyota Tundra. And some photos came out this week that were, Toyota's supposed to reveal this thing in a few weeks, and, well, they've teased us with it. We've seen what the Trd Pro is going to look like, but we haven't got to see what the actual everyday Tundra is going to look like. And, we'll jump into those pictures real quick. And I also want to go into, Toyota keeps throwing out these little sneak photos and stuff. And I want to get into a little bit of this because there's a lot of rumors going around. And let's just make up some more. Let's get into this. All right, so I want to break down this photo, but first off, I want to say, hey, these are not official Toyota photos, so take this with a grain of salt. These are just photos that somebody had taken at a shipping yard. These trucks were probably delivered within the past week or two, and they were sitting there exposed for whatever reason, and, somebody snapped a few photos. Now, there's 4, I think, photos out on this thing. I'm just going to kind of pinpoint on 2 of them, the front and rear of this vehicle, and we'll go from there. And then at the end of this, I want to go through Toyota's website and break down a couple things that I think are coming and, things that should be coming. So, all right, let's get into this, and we'll jump right into the photo. Very Toyota-like. You look at this thing, the color's very Toyota. Toyota's a very conservative company. They don't just like try to rock the boat. They want to ease you into that boat and kind of like make you feel comfortable. And we'll slight change. But the biggest change on this thing are those headlights, and there's no way around it. In my opinion, you guys may love them, but I think those are horrendous. They're just I know what Toyota's doing. They're trying to take that kind of Tacoma light and just kind of make it different with the full-size truck, and it's not working for me. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. There's no reason for the way it goes down like that. But once again, this truck may not be for me, but it may be for you. Now, the Grille is this big and powerful Grille. Now, this is everything in the modern full-size trucks. We have to just like smash this big Grille in everybody's face. Now, this is a lot different than what we've seen in the Trd Pro, the official photos that Toyota has out there. Now, the wheels, everything looks pretty in line. I will say this, the body lines of this look pretty, there's not a ton of change on the side of this vehicle. Now, obviously, by the hood, you can see the big, powerful shape there, and then over the rear wheels you can see it, but it's all in line with the way the Tundra's been. There's not a lot about it. Now, that rear window for the passenger door there is classic Toyota, the way it arches up. That's very, very in line with their mid-size vehicles. Now, we look at the hood, and this is where, this hood is getting a little long. I feel like you could go, Overlander guy could get in there and put a tent and everything he needs and get under the hood and, keep warm with the engine, and you're good to go. But it is in line with what the company does. If you look at the Tacoma, very, very long hood on that thing. The nose of that truck is just really sticks out there. And people seem to like, the Tacoma is the top selling midsize truck. So it makes sense let's pull some of those attributes into the full size, and maybe that'll convert people to the full size as well, because, well, there's going to be, there's money to be made on these full-size trucks. Now, the Grille is just in your face, very in line with every other manufacturer out there. Nissan, GMC, they all have this big in-your-face Grille. It looks like we're going to get the big Toyota logo there, which is, thank God they didn't go much bigger. I'll say that. Like, some of these brands, it's getting to be the whole nose of the vehicle is nothing but their logo. But you can see at the bottom of the Grille, it looks like the spot for the fog lights, which you do see in the Trd Pro. And overall, it's very Toyota. I hate to say, I feel like if you took a side view of this and merged it over the current Tundra, you wouldn't see a ton of difference other than the hood getting longer. But Toyota is also a very conservative company. They do not like to just make change for change. They want to ease people into change. And the biggest thing is going to be the kind of rear of this thing. Let's take a look at the rear there. So as you can see, somebody they colorized this photo and just amped it up there. But you can see the big powerful lines across the back fenders there, and the taillights. Big, powerful. Obviously, it looks like Tundra stamped in the back there, and not bad, really. Once again, very conservative looking truck. It's not it's not crazy versus what they've done in the past. Now, the thing that's going to really kind of upset the Toyota guy is look at that rear view or the rear window. Look how tiny that little electric window is there, the sliding glass window. Toyota is known for having that big full window that just slides down, and it doesn't look like we're going to get that in this. And I have to think that some of that has to do with they need as much room in this thing as they can get. Now, you know, the big sliding glass window that comes down, it has to go back behind the seats. It just takes up a lot of room. And I think Toyota thinks that, well, the American buying audience, they're going to be happy with this little sliding glass window there. And I have a feeling they're going to take a lot of heat on that. And I mean, take a lot of heat on that. But that's just because they've set the standard for since the late 80s of their power rear glass windows, and people really like that. The Toyota crowd loves that. Now, let's get into the I want to kind of get into the Toyota's official side of this thing, because we've kind of seen, we won't say those are spy photos by any means, but it does give us more idea of what this is looking like. So obviously the grille on this thing is a little bit different. It's a Trd Pro. They go with the old school Toyota out front instead of the logo that they like to use. Obviously you can get the light bar in the middle, and you're going to have sort of those Raptor lights, but Toyota keeps they're kind of teasing that this may be sort of their version taking on Raptor, you know, and maybe T-Rex a little bit. Though it doesn't look completely stretched out like those vehicles do. It definitely has the, you can kind of see the, there are the lights on the side. Obviously for the, you know, to run a wider vehicle, you have to have all these lights on there. And this is, once again, you know, this is those headlights that I was saying earlier. If they would have not just done this little bottom piece, I think it would have looked a lot better. Now, let's get into, because Toyota's been dropping some photos here lately, and we haven't talked much about it. You get a good idea of that big monitor. I mean, look at that big monitor. That's probably going to be class leading, I have a feeling. I have a feeling that Ford has a 12-inch. I have a feeling that's a 13-inch. Inches matter for guys with their trucks. So obviously we get the big sunroof, which I think is going to make up the difference for the guys in the rear who want that rear dropping glass. I think if you get this big powerful moonroof that just everything comes up, I think it's going to make all the difference. And it's better for space. Once again, the way the back window drops, you have to, it just affects the cabin space, you know, every inch counts, and they need to push the passengers back as far as they can. So I think this will make up a lot for it. Now we're getting hints of the modes. We're going to get a tow haul mode, which is really, really cool. There's the crawl functions, and this is in line with every vehicle now. They all have dials that do this. Only Nissan seems to be the company that's last to this. I like the charging. Now look, you can see the shifter right here, so we know right where this is at. This is going to be sort of passenger area. It looks like there's a little clip to kind of keep your phone from sliding around. Now, the one thing I've noticed with these charging stations and places to put your phone is a lot of manufacturers don't consider that the cases. Nobody keeps their phone not in a case anymore. And now, why that's a thin case that you can see on this little Apple phone, I use a thicker case, and will it fit in that? But it looks like it's going to be wireless charging. Looks like this light probably comes on to let you know it's charging. Very, very cool. I like how it's going to be upright. So definitely for the passenger, they can leave their phone sitting there and actually see if you get a text notification or anything, you're going to be able to see it, which is really, really cool. Now, the Trd Pro Stitching, now this is going to be a high-end version. We know this is going to be an expensive truck, so you got to have expensive things. The skid plates look really good. They actually look fairly thick. If you look at, we can't really tell too much about the thickness, but that looks like a thick boy. That's a pretty nice skid plate there. We're getting the Fox suspension. You know, the Trd Pro's known to have a nice tuned suspension on this thing. Now, we're going to get a lot of red Z's in this thing. They got to, if they've learned anything, all these manufacturers have learned anything from Jeep, it seems like. Anything that you can accent that doesn't even really seem to matter. Now, the coils always look cool red, but like the sway bar there, I don't know. It just makes it look performance-like, but probably doesn't do much. Nice rear coil suspension on this thing. It's going to be all linked up. Let's see, and then we're coming soon, and so that's where we're at with this so far. I'm still, like I said, the things I can take away from the actual photos that we're seeing of the more production style truck. Maybe it's an SR5, or whatever. If they have a new version coming out, is it's gonna be classy Toyota. I don't think they're going to go crazy. Toyota does love to use chrome still on things, so I think we're going to get a lot of chrome pieces, especially in the bumper, stuff like that. Other than that, it's the the hood being a little bit long, which once again that brings it in line with the brand, and those lights, the lights are just, for me personally, they take me out of ever wanting to buy this vehicle. It's out of contention for me just because they look goofy. Now, that's what sometimes the change, we need these big hurdles, and maybe Toyota's like, hey, we're going to change the headlight game, because headlights seem to be, since Audi started this game in the mid 2000s somewhere with all the LED, everybody's been playing, hey, we can go crazier. So there you go. All right, there you go. Where do you stand on this this new Toyota? Is it something you're interested in, or is it just, well, kind of ugly? Is this going to be a miss for Toyota, or is it going to be a hit? Let me know in the comments below, and if you have not yet, smash the like button, and think about giving us a subscription. It does help the channel grow, and we greatly appreciate that. So whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, it doesn't matter what you drive. This is your All Terrain Nation. I've been your host, David Boyd, and we are out. Peace, everybody. Love y'all.